Lamin J. Dabo is our guest this morning, Thursday, the 11th of September, 2025, here on West Coast Radio. Coffee time with Peter Gomez. We are just looking back at the UDP flag bearer selection process. He was a candidate. He didn't win, yet he continues to be a member of the party. He did not withdraw his application for the flag bearer position, even though eventually lawyer Usainu Dabo won it. But somebody who did was Talib Ben Suda. He withdrew his application, his bid for the flag bearer position, and also, resigned his position as national organizing secretary. Did the decision surprise you?
Yes, it did. It did surprise me.
And what was your reaction to his?
Well, I believe
to the action. Yes,
I believe Talib should have gone ahead, because really, in the run-up to the flag bearer issue, I think the two big names were Usainu Dabo and Talib Ben Suda. They were the two big names. So he should have stayed there. He had supporters. And I believe he should have seen the process through, so that we can really gauge the transparency and the fairness of the process with Talib. And I'm saying that Talib also resigned from his position as the executive member in charge of national organization, national organizing member. So he did say he believed he should give Usainu Dabo the opportunity to appoint somebody in that role who would have trust and confidence in. Words to that effect.
Sorry.
Now, that was a big statement. We can all interpret that the way we feel.
How do you interpret it?
Well, the way I interpret it was, I think Talib went to see Usainu. That one is not contested. Now, what they discussed and the nature of the discussion, whether it was completely harmonious, acrimonious in between the two, I don't know. But why would Talib believe that, maybe Usainu didn't trust him? Because if you say someone that you can have trust in, then the issues, one of the questions that come out of that statement would be whether Usainu had trust and confidence in him at all. As far as the discussion they had that morning at Usainu's residence, I was told. So, but like I said, he has nothing to lose. He's a young man. Yeah.
But do you think his withdrawal changed the dynamics of the race in any significant way?
I wouldn't say so. He would have probably been among the people.
He would have scored more than Amadou Sane, perhaps.
Both Mohamed Sane and Bori Toure.
So he would have scored more than them combined?
Yes, because if you look at the Amadou Sane got how much? How many
5,000 something you said?
5,931. Bori Toure 5,087. Obviously.
That's a good chunk, huh?
Yeah,
that's 11,000 plus.
Yes, but Talib has been going around. If Talib was in the race, I have a feeling, and a good one at that, really. My judgment is that Usainu would not come out with 16,000, almost 17,000 votes. Because the reason I said that was Talib was also engaging with the grassroots, here and there, going to the different regions, whether that is CRR or URR and all that places in the West Coast region. So he's a known quantity, yes. Not in terms of...
and we saw the crowd that followed him when he went to submit his application.
Yes, absolutely. So the controversy worked for him. You know, there was interest in him before, but there was interest in him up to the time he submitted his application. And, you know, so I have to say I was surprised.
Yeah. And the question becomes, was there any indication during the whole process that he might step aside the way he did?
No, I didn't see it. It came as a complete surprise to me. In fact, when Talib was, when the information was breaking, I was at Kerfatu and Lamin Cham drew. I said, no, that can't be. He said, well, come and watch for yourself. So really, it was very surprising to me, I have to say.
What impact do you think his decision will have on the party, you know, internal cohesion and all that?
Well, we have to wait for the waters to settle. I know this is the beginning. Will there be a fallout? If there is, would it be detrimental to the UDP? All those are questions we cannot fully answer at the moment. But I guess in the next weeks and months, you know, we would know exactly what that would mean for the overall cohesion of the party.
Mm-hmm. Some are suggesting that his departure signals tensions, you know, within the party. How do you interpret his departure?
Well, of course, there is tension. Like I said, he's somebody with influence.
Shifts within the party?
Well, let us just agree that he was a big name in the party. Yes. And so, however that came about, there is no question about that. So going forward, obviously, we'll have to be watching that space and see how it impacts the overall fortunes of the PPP, of the UDP in terms of appealing to Talib's base, especially within the KM and other areas. You know, he's been very busy going for these christenings that were organized by party chapters in several parts of the country, North Bank, CRR, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
All right. Probably, you know, preparing himself for possible, representative of the party in 2026. That has not happened. But on a personal, possibly even political level, I mean, what kind of exchanges have happened between you and him? If at all, you and Talib?
No, our paths didn't cross, not as far as politics is concerned. Yes. Okay. So, but, you know, it's the political stage, isn't it? Everybody keeps telling you there are no permanent friends.
Yeah.
So we don't know what trajectory would be controlling the narratives over the coming months. Yeah, it's a very unsettled area, I have to say.
I hear immediately after the announcement that Lawyer Dabo, you're also Lawyer Dabo, the big Lawyer Dabo,
yes.
has been confirmed as the flag bearer. One executive member said the immediate task at hand was to work on reconciliation, bring everybody back on board, and, you know, Talib's name came up.
No, Talib's name was the first name mentioned, Talib Ben Suda and others.
So there you go.
Yes. So obviously what they're fearing is fragmentation. Yeah. Because really...
Is there fragmentation?
Well, the fact that they said, you know, they
suggests that there is.
Yeah, that's
like suggests. I said, Talib supporters would think, oh no, they don't want our candidate, so we also don't want anything to do. Will it be easy for this reconciliation to happen?
Well, it depends on what Talib's plans are, obviously.
We'll bring him here and ask him what those plans are. But we are asking you.
No. I mean, if he has no plans at all for 2026, then reconciliation shouldn't present any issues. But if he has, or people are suggesting to him that he should have his own plans for 2026, then it depends on how he analyzes, you know, those urgings. And if he believes, you know, he has an independent chance to move ahead on his own, away from the UDP, obviously, he would consider that. Yeah. But I'm sure he's doing some thinking about the whole thing.
Just as I'm sure that you are doing some thinking about the whole thing, even though you wouldn't want to divulge anything on West Coast Radio just yet.
Well,
but we hope one day you'll come back here. Whether it is soon, in the midterm, or long term. But for now, you are still, a member of the UDP. What is the biggest challenge now facing the UDP?
Well, I think Dr. Mane, because it was Dr. Mane who talked about this reconciliation.
Yeah, my good friend Lamin Mane, who went to the wrong high school, by the way.
So he is the one talking about it. I think you just need to call him here and ask him why.
Don't worry, he'll be here next week. Now that you've asked me to call him, Lamin, get ready. You'll be here next week.
Here. All right.
Yeah, but okay, forget about the challenge that faces him. I mean, as an insider, what's the biggest challenge? What must the party collectively tackle before we get into 2026?
Well, the issue of diversity in terms of voices within the party, or you can say the issue of fairness, because these are difficult conversations. If you say you want to be flag bearer, if you say Talib should be flag bearer, I've seen those things, I've seen comments to that effect. They will say, let Talib go and form his own party.
Oh.
So for me, the question is, who do they think owns the party? Do they think the party belongs to Usainu Dabo? If they do, then obviously that is unfortunate, because I do not subscribe to that. I believe the party should be an institution, independently managed and managed fairly for the betterment of everybody within the UDP.
And what's your message for people saying things like that?
Well, it's simple. The party doesn't belong to Usainu Dabo. If you say it belongs to him, then obviously you are shrinking the membership of the UDP, because you will drive some people away. There's no question about that. If you say this is my party, well, this is our party. Talib, should go and form his own party. Well, Talib might just do that. Other people might just consider those suggestions, even though they are acrimonious and unfriendly suggestions, but people may just consider them.
All right. Well, anything you would have, loved me to ask that I haven't asked?
Well, I think this is the big issue of the day. Yes. But at the end of the day, whatever happens, whoever is vying for the presidency of the Republic of the Gambia, if you cannot build systems, if you cannot put our governance on a more firm footing, then you have no business. Because this is not about money coming into the country and things like that. We don't have any systems. Whichever sector of government you go to, what you encounter is a lack of transparency. The refusal of public servants to serve people in the open. They would rather deal with you in the dark as opposed to dealing with you in the open. If you have transparent systems, that was what people like Halifa Saleh were saying, system change. I call it transparent governance. If there is transparent governance, we'll not allow anybody to deal with anybody, any other citizen or any other person doing business in this country, living in this country. We would not allow you to deal with people in the dark, behind the scenes, refusing to do your work unless you are paid something. We need to look at those things, and we need to look at how our structures of governance are operating. This is fundamental, Peter. If we have the money of the United States of America in the Gambia today, the structure is there to destroy all of that money, spend it on nonsense.
That's scary.
Yeah. Of course, it is scary. It is scary, but that is the reality. I've been watching this space for a very,
and is
very
that why
long time.
you want to become president of this country?
Yes, that was one of my driving ambitions, to ensure that a system is set up that would put this country on a footing that no other person, presidents especially, would be able to take it back to where we are or to where we were 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And while we are on the subject of, your ambition to become president, how do you react to the National Assembly seemingly, increasing the cost of whether it's registering a political party or running for president?
Well, it's unfortunate, isn't it? It's very unfortunate. Sometimes you wonder, what kind of people we have in the National Assembly.
Some of them are from your party.
Well, I understand, yes, absolutely. But nevertheless, I'm looking at the National Assembly as a collective, as an institution. How can you decide on these kinds of things? They may say, and these are irresponsible arguments, that a lot of people are vying or wanting to become president. So let us make it difficult so that the frivolous ones can step out. Who knows? Maybe the frivolous candidates have the money. The serious candidates don't have the money.
I don't have 1 million. Talk less of 2.
Okay. So that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to become president.
Yes.
Ever.
Okay.
I have no such ambition. Maybe when you become president, then you'll hire me for something.
Yes, obviously. I've known you for a very long time,
Absolutely.
Peter, from St. Augustine's, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Great school, by the way.
Yeah,
thanks for
absolutely.
plugging. Lamin, thanks for coming.
Thank you, Peter.
And we hope to bring you back here on other issues.
Yes.
There are legal issues to talk about, and given your experience, even in the work that I am doing now.
Yeah.
I mean, you started before me.
Yes.
Only you didn't. You knew that there wasn't much money in this business, and you decided to.
Well, at that time, we started with $171 a month.
You were getting more than me. I was getting 141.
Yeah. I started with $171 a month.
I started with 141.
Yeah,
$30 is less than you every month.
So, but I took the excuse when Kukoy came. I said, okay, let me get out of here before Kukoy comes back again.
Lamin, thank you so very much, and have a very good day.
Thank you, Peter.
Lamin Jedabo bringing to an end today's edition of Coffee Time with Peter Gomez.
Jar Oil. The company have filling stations across the country, and our rates are relatively cheaper than anyone else across the country. Jar Oil is the biggest producer and distributor of cement in the country with the most competitive prices in the market.
Excellent jam, Suway.
Yo, apply. Yo, luta to dede. Luta mo nulo jel mo to nga anil mahalis. Hello?
Busel mo fine.
What?
Busel mo fine.
Oh. Yes!
Wave Axina Gambia. Deposit and withdraw money, pay bills, and buy mobile credit without fees. Transfer money wherever in the country for only 1% fee. At Wave. Busel mo fine? Wave. Your money is yours.